right, so our uh, objective here it is. A titration curve is something that like really just charts a, a pH versus a volume. All right, as time goes on for a reaction, and we're going to learn how to draw them and what different pieces of what things mean, and what this means here. Label the concentrations. What that means is like at different points in the curve, like what concentration, what do you have? All right, and we're gonna. I want us. This is just like a overview of some important things. All right, and uh, some important like features of it, and like a table, and then I'm like going to draw the curves and just go over what some important parts are. All right. So for strong or weak and acid and base, A means acid, B means base, weak, strong. All right. Your pH for these people are going to tend to be in the middle, and your pHs for your acids and bases are going to be like really low and really high. All right. So you can get the numbers, or you can just be like in the middle, low, high, and take this with a grain of salt. They're not always going to be. You could have a pH of 3 and it be hydrochloric acid. It's just not tend to be like that. And um, your the next thing I want to talk about is your equivalence point. When you're titrating a weak acid or a weak base, what you end up making is you make some conjugate. Therefore, your equivalence point's pH tends to be above or below 7. All right, where your pH of a strong acid is or a strong base is going to be at 7. And the reason that, as we had said, conjugates have feelings too. So at at the pH at your equivalence point, your conjugates start to express themselves. And for an acid, that's the conjugate base, and for the base, that's the conjugate acid. Now, for something like HCl, its conjugate is chlorine. Chloride ion doesn't affect pH. So sodium is the anion or the cation of sodium hydroxide. Sodium doesn't affect pH. All right. Now, one thing about equivalence point that they all have in common is your moles of acid, be it weak or strong, all right, are going to be equal to your moles of base at this point. And that means I've neutralized everything. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to have a neutral pH because these conjugates, however, that's the same for all of them. And now there's this thing called this equivalence point. For an acid, a weak acid, the pH is equal to your pKa value of that acid, and the pOH is equal to the pKb for base. And another thing that's unique about weak acids and weak bases, they've got what is known as a buffer zone. And I'll explain that where that is and what that means a little bit later. All right. Now, this is titration of a strong acid with a strong base, SA and SB. What you're going to notice is that it's going to start as a gradual slope as you add more base, jump up, go through your equivalence point, and go to being a pH of a base. Now, there are some important pieces. A here is when I've got more hydronium than hydroxide. C is my equivalence point, and that's when I've got. Oh, I labeled it here. I labeled it B. B is so A is when I've got equal amounts. B is my equivalence point, and this would be my equivalence volume. All right, and at the equivalence point, for a strong acid or a strong base, my concentrations of hydronium and hydroxide are going to be equal because it's going to be neutral water. and my moles acid would be equal to moles base. That's the only time these two things happen. And C is this range up here. That's when I have more hydronium than hydroxide because I have excess base in there. All right. So that's some important regions to understand about a strong acid and base curve. A strong base would kind of look, it's like a mirror image. It's going to go like that. All right? Like an hourglass. Like sand through the hourglass. All right? Now my next curve is a weak acid with a strong base, all right? Now weak acids and strong bases are different. Weak acids, they're going to go like they're going to jump up, flatten, then go up. All right? They're going to kind of look like this. All right? Now, they've got an they look similar except they've got this feature, this little jump, and this area here, and the equivalence point is in a different spot. Now, we talked about it. Since this is a weak acid, when you reach the equivalence point, you've got conjugate base in there, all right? And that makes the pH going to be higher than 7. It's also got this area here around the equivalence point. This is called a buffer zone, and it resists change in pH. Buffers buffers are kind of obstinate and they like to stay put. All right. Now I've broken up the graph into a couple spots. This down here, A. Now since this is a weak acid, you're comparing different concentrations. Your concentration of weak acid is greater than your conjugate. All right. And then at B, they're equal to each other. The concentrations of your acid and your base, they're equal. The B at the middle of this buffer zone, that's your half equivalation point, and it should be like half here too. All right, equal in volume. And now at C, that's when I've got equal amounts of acid, and D up top is when I've got the excess acid from the base. All right, that's when up here this is D. That's when I've added too much base and it's like neutralized. And your equivalence point is that straight line, and that's when it's of equal amount of moles of acid and moles base. Now, but when it says this, it's not talking about the conjugate. It's talking about the amount of weak acid and strong base that you have. Now, a weak base and a strong acid. A weak base and a strong acid. Uh, that's going to look like this. It's the mirror image of a strong base into a weak acid. Now, this point here, A, is when I've got uh, A is when I've got more base than my conjugate, all right, here in this area. B is when I've got equal amounts of conjugate and base, all right. C is when I've neutralized everything in terms of a molar relationship of a weak acid and the base. And D, I've got excess, all right, hydronium because from the acid. And this region here, that's my buffer, all right. And that's BUFFER, all right. That's my buffer region. Now I want to put several weak acids on one graph, all right. They're going to look like this, all right. You see 3 different lines, all right. The further up it goes in its neutralization, like this, that means the weaker the acid. So this one's the weakest, this one's the strongest, but they all have that buffer zone in here, all right? And they all have got a half equalization point. which would be equal to your pKa of the acid. And uh, for these weak acids, you can see that the initial pH is weaker. All right, that means your acid strength's going down. All right, is the higher up you go here, the weaker the acid at the start. There are exceptions, but and your Ka value is going to go down because these both are indicative of your acid strength. Well, that's not. These are indicative of your acid strength. All right. Also, oops, as your Ka goes up, whatever when this is going up, your conjugate base is going up as well. Sorry, when this is going down, that's why if you look at the graphs, if I start low here, my pH of my like equivalence points there, but here it goes up. Here it goes even further. That's because the weaker the acid, the stronger the its conjugate.